Welcome back to the Gleneagle INEC Arena here in Killarney, and over the last couple of days we've seen some incredible acts take to the stage here in the main INEC and the Acoustic Club. This is all thanks to the Department of Culture, and today I'm delighted to introduce to you Celtic Steps.
Thanks very much indeed. Thank you, and you're all very welcome to tonight's performance. Streaming from the INEC, we're delighted to be here, we're delighted to be back. As a unit, Celtic Steps, we have a 9-piece band here, along with our amazing dancers tonight, and I hope you all enjoy the next hour or so of the finest of Irish traditional music, song, and of course, spectacular Irish dancing. We'll be chatting to you as the evening wears on, and so sit back and relax in your armchairs, and we'll hopefully you'll be toasting a drink with us there as we play in now to a couple of fantastic Irish jigs. The second one, we're going to drop out some of the musicians and we'll leave in the banjo, the flute and the fiddle, and we're going to come roaring back in then with a beautiful reel to finish off this set. So here we go with a couple of mighty jigs. 1, 2. Thanks very much. Yeah, mighty reel there to finish off that set, and hope you enjoyed those tunes. Like I say, we're coming here from the INEC here in Killarney, and fantastic arena it is. We're probably used to playing here when it's very, very full, and today, obviously, we're streaming live, and there's an eerie silence apart from the chuckling of the technicians down there. So we're going to continue on now with, I suppose, a style of dancing that you don't see that often anymore in sessions. This is competition-style dancing where all of the phenomena of Irish dancing began. We're going to go right back to those competitions, World Championships, etc., where they were trained to dance with their arms down in very slow music and very, very intricate footwork. The first young lady to join us on the stage comes from Kilgarvan here in County Kerry. Her name is Sarah Godfrey, and she's a multi-world champion winner, and she's going to start off there with Sharon playing on the accordion to the tune of a slow hornpipe. Thanks very much. I know there is a medical team in the room, so if one of you could come up backstage quickly, we'll get myself back together again. That was a couple of fast hornpipes into a reel that we finished off with there. And this is where normally when the audience are clapping, I get a chance to get my breath back. So we're going to move on with a beautiful song called Castle Garden, sang by the wonderful Roisin Ryan from Drummond in South Kerry.
Farewell, my kind relations and my friends, both one and all. My lot is in America, though I may rise or fall from my cabin. I'm evicted, likewise compelled to go and leave the land where we were reared, where the green, green shamrock grows. Well, I owed the landlord 2 years' rent. I wish I owed him more. And one day he cowardly bailiff pinned a notice on our door, and I bade farewell to the ones I loved, and it grieves my heart full sore to leave the house my father built some 30 years before. Hurry me, boys, we're in full sail, and the tide is flowing fair, and we're bound for Castle Garden, and in a few days we'll be there to seek for bread and labor, as we're compelled to go and leave the land where we were reared, where the green, green shamrock grows, and leave the land where we were reared, where the green, green shamrock grows.
Yes, indeed, where the green, green shamrock grows. A story of emigration, something that has been a part of Irish history and Irish life for many, many years, and unusually brought to a halt this year because of the pandemic we find ourselves in. But that's a great story of many, many people finding a home over in the United States in a place called Castle Garden. Roisin, as I said, from Drummond in just outside Waterville, down there in the beautiful part of the country in South Kerry. And she's been with this production since the very beginning. A wonderful fiddle player, of course, and what a stunning voice. Under the accompaniment there of a man from Killarney, famous for Puck Fair, Mr. Edward Looney, and a gentleman on the piano at the keyboard tonight from Galway, Mr. Conor Broderick. Thanks very much, and guys. Beautiful, beautiful backing there. Now, Another man, no stranger to the stage. On the pipes, he dips in and out of Celtic steps. Now and again, he was taken off the West End when everything had to close down there about 8 months ago, and all these gang have been out of work now for that length of time, and we're delighted to be back on stage. Of course, our first time in over 14 months playing together. But Matt Bashford is a wonderful piper, whistle player, low flute player, but he's going to play a beautiful air now on the pipes for us, and he's grinning over at me, and I think he's going to kick into a couple of reels after that. What's the name of the air, Matt? I love putting him on the spot, so we'll get it by the time he's finished. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Bashford. Thanks very much, lads. Thanks, Matt. Mighty, mighty stuff. And I won't ask you the name of the air again. We'll wait till later on. I'm calling just crew to them on. Fantastic, thanks very much. And I don't know whether he's telling me the truth or not, but beside me here on the cajon, Dara O'Donnell, and he comes from West Limerick, and he kicked in there, lovely. So we're going to continue on now with a dance that, dancing doesn't always have to be on the edge of the cliff at high speed, and this is a dance we choreographed through a tune called Emma's Waltz, and the dance of the same name. A beautiful interpretation of the music, because of course there is a huge marriage going on there, and they should respect each other, the dance and the music, both ways. And then we're going to get the young fella here beside me, because he's been raring to go for a lot of months now, and he's one of the great Shan nose dancers, Shan being old, nose being style, old style dancers, and he's going to do the old Irish brush dance. But firstly, we're going to treat you to a beautiful number called Emma's Waltz. Mighty stuff indeed, and I hope you are all off the couches and the armchairs with the brushes around the kitchen and the sitting room doing the brush dance, because that is one great way to keep fit after you putting on a few COVID pounds. Isn't that right, Conor? Yeah, good man yourself. You're flying, in fact, in fairness to you now, after coming down from Galway. Thanks very much indeed. Well, now, there's a young man over the end of the line there, and his name is Sean Kelleher, and Sean comes from a place called Fussa, just outside Killarney town. When you're leaving Killarney, it's the first village you'd meet as you go on the Ring of Kerry, and there's about 6 or 7 speed zones there, and you have to come down to about 20 kilometres. It's probably faster to get out of the car and walk alongside it. Fuss was famous for two things, of course. Great footballer, there's after coming a family of footballers, but David Clifford and this young man on the guitar and the banjo, Sean Kelleher, and he's going to treat us to a couple of tunes. He never tells me either what he's going to play because I think it just comes out. He's making faces over the piano player, but I'm sure it'll be all right on the night. Lads, take it away. Thanks very much, Shawnee. Mighty stuff. Sean Kelleher there on the couple of tunes on the banjo, and he said to tell you that it wasn't his fault. The barbers were all closed, and that's why the whole hair is after going a bit raggedy on him. But there's nothing wrong with the fingers and the sound coming out of that banjo. We're going to play a group number now. A great old Irish air and song, of course, called The Foggy Jew, and this is a band favourite by all of us gang up here on stage, and we kind of carry it with us wherever we go in the world, and we'll give an old blast of the Foggy Jew. So we're going to include it in tonight's set list, and we're going to move on then to a very graceful number. Our young ladies, Edie McGinley from Tralee, Niamh O'Brien from Limerick, now living in Dingle, and Sarah Godfrey you met from Kilgarvan. They have changed into their soft shoes or their pumps, and they're going to show us that unique style of Irish soft shoe dancing to the beautiful airs of slipjigs. But firstly, we're going to kick in to a mighty number called the Foggy Jew, Connor. Yes, indeed. Thanks very much to the dancers there and the two gentlemen that danced a little bit in a cappella style. Cian Walsh, the first young man, comes from County Cork, and we do let a few Cork people in, even though they turned us over in the football this year. But Cian is from great dancing stock, and Cian Walsh, a mighty champion. And the second young man comes from Killarney town. His name is Mark Clifford, and Mark is a multi-award-winning champion as well. He joined the show a couple of years ago, and he's still only just coming up to 17 years of age. Plays football with the Dr. Crokes here inside in Killarney, and he's a mighty, mighty all-rounder. Now, we, of course, perform for international audiences over the last 11 years throughout the months of March to probably the beginning of November, 7 nights a week in both Killarney and Tralee more recently. And I suppose one of the instruments there's a fascination all over the world with is this thing in my hand called a bodhrán. It's from the Irish word bower, to deafen, and we're going to try not to deafen you any of the time here this evening, but Sean Murphy over there as well has another bodhrán, and we'll get the young lads out to do a little bit of the tapping of the feet and the beat of the drum. So these are the bodhráns, and many, many jokes written about bodhráns and bodhrán players, but we'll take it all on the chin. Okay, musicians? Matt Bashford is settled back in there very nicely, and we're going to play for about another 3.5 hours, Matt, and straight to bed then. Here we go. Thanks, Sean. That's beamed into many homes over there in Abbeyfield, where you come from. Hope we're all good in West Limerick. Jesus, lads, the clapping is deafening altogether. And thanks very much to all the tech crew that are keeping us going there with the smiles and the massive round of applause and things. They were a little bit of dancing and with the Bowrons, as I said, bit of a cheeky number. Now, the man beside me, I spoke about him already, from Killarney, and he's working here in Killarney. He moved to County Cork to live, but his heart is in Killarney, and he's one of the finest whistle players you are ever likely to come across. This is a really wonderful number, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you Mr. Edward Looney. Thanks very much, mighty Edward. Thanks a million. And great selection of tunes there. And Edward, of course, had a prior engagement today, but the minister called and took precedence over the bishop. So he's a school teacher, of course, over there in Loretto, and he wants to say hello to a lot of the children that are making their confirmation. Finally, they left him last year, but they're finally getting to be confirmed. And thanks very much indeed, Edward, for that. Well, we're going to move on from whistles to back to a song again. And I suppose one of the most famous songs, certainly made famous by the late, great Luke Kelly, one of the Dubliners who died way, way too young. And this song was written by Patrick Kavanagh in poem form and later put to music. It's of course called Raglan Road, and this is a stunning version from Roisin Ryan of the wonderful On Raglan Road.
On Raglan Road of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would weave a snare, that I might one day rue. I saw the danger and I passed along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we trip lightly along the ledge and of deep ravine where can be seen the warmth of passions pledged. The Queen of Hearts still making tarts, and I'm not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. On a quiet street where old ghosts meet, I see her walking now, away from me so hardly. My reason must allow that I'm not loved quite as I should. This creature made of clay, and when the angels woo his clay, he lose his wings at the dawn of day.
Thanks very much, Roisin. Wonderful version there of the famous Patrick having a poem. I'm Patrick from Inniskeen, of course, in County Monaghan. And the poignant words of "On a quiet street where old ghosts meet, I see her walking now." Quite spectacular indeed. Now, another spectacular musician here on stage is the lady in the middle. She's binding it all together. And see what I just did there, Sharon? She's going to play a couple of tunes for us. She comes from Killarney also, on the Ring of Kerry, and famous for Puck Fair, which unfortunately didn't go ahead at all this year, because we do have great fun behind in Puck Fair, Dara, don't we? And Edward, yeah. Sharon, what are you going to play for us? 3 reels. So she's going to hit us with 3 reels. Now, Conor, are you ready on the keys? Yeah, all good over there. So we're ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Sharon Langston on the buskahole. Mighty, mighty stuff. Thanks very much indeed, Sharon. And a couple of lovely reels there on the button accordion, a staple of Irish traditional music, of course. Well, we're fast approaching the end of tonight's performance. We've a couple of numbers left, but just so that you make sure you hop out of the sofa and the armchairs now all over the country or the world, wherever you're looking in for, because we very rarely go away without playing a couple of Kerry slides and polkas. Of course, the dance music of Kerry at the Crossroads, still to this day, and set dancing over the last 25 or 30 years has made a huge revival, as many of you will be aware, and it is great, great, lively dance music. Well, we're going to play 2 Kerry slides, followed by a mighty polka, an unusual way of styling them, and we were just having a chat about this earlier on, and we said for the crack, we'd try these. So we're going to kick in to 2 slides and 1 polka to finish off, and Dara is going to use his dulcet tones to bring us into these.
Up, ten, down, three, car.
We're all speechless after that. We only practiced that a couple of hours ago, and we can't believe that it actually went so well. And Conor Broderick had papers flying and everything around the piano there in the middle of the whole thing, but he managed to keep the fingers on the keys. Mighty hands from Galway. Yeah, 2 slides and a polka, and if that didn't get the blood racing and the toes tapping. The 9 of us now, this 9-piece and the 6 dancers, are going to head into Scott's Hotel there in the bar for a big session of music. So hopefully we'll see you all, but we don't know, is there a time lapse from the streaming? So if we're not there when you arrive, hopefully you have fun anyway. And we're going to be having a couple of pints. Jesus, I'm all confused over this COVID stuff. And this fella's making signals with clapboards up to me, so I don't actually know what day of the week it is, but we're having a great night anyway. We are going to finish up now this set. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to get back together again, firstly, because like I said, we finished up last October, the middle of October 2019, and we've gone for 14 months without working. So to all the gang on stage and all our dancers backstage, when the call went out, because the team here from the INEC and the Department of Arts and Culture put together a plan to get us back working, we gave thumbs up. So firstly, on behalf of myself and Sean Murphy, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for making a huge effort. It was great fun, granted, but I know it's still work, and we all want to get back working. To the technicians, Keith Killarney and all the team below that have been so courteous to us today and looked after us, and we know that the finished product of this is going to be absolutely amazing from a technical point of view. Whether the music sounds with, that's our own problem, but thanks very much to Keith and all the gang down there. To the INEC Arena team, firstly, to Shane O'Driscoll and Mark, Fiona, Ciara, and I'll leave somebody out now when I start. To the technicians, to Kieran Summers, amazing lighting designer, probably one of the best in the world, and to the 2 boys that produce sound, here in the INEC, and always have a big welcome to us to Ali O'Riordan from Cooley. And I called him Balavorny earlier on, and there was nearly a strike. And of course to Dennis Lovett here on side, mixing for us. So all of us here on stage, if we've left anybody out, we sincerely apologise. But to each and every one of you, we thank you so much. But majorly to Mr. Patrick O'Donoghue here of the Gleneagle INEC Arena, who said put the call through to Celtic Steps. They're the band and the group we want here on stage in the INEC, along with the other acts. So we thanks very much to Patrick and all the team, and we're going to give you a huge bula boss. So thanks very much indeed, lads. Anybody with their hands free? Yeah. Now, we're going to finish off after that big spiel. We need a couple of glasses of whiskey, but I know Fiona's arriving up with the Middleton Very Rare there now in a second, and we're going to finish off with one of the oldest known Irish set dances, a beautiful air called King of the Fairies. And we've stripped this right down, a very, very slow version to start with, and it shows the very, very origins, I suppose, of Irish step dancing, the simple treble, shuffle, or batter in its uniquest form. It's a beautiful air. We're going to pick it up then to a couple of Shannos jigs, and Dara is going to lep up again there. And after that, we're going to finish off with a great blast of Irish reels. So to each and everybody who's been involved in this production, and all the cast here of Celtic Steps, the show running now from 11 years, and hopefully we'll be back again next March or April from 2021, running onwards and upwards. We thank you, each and every one of you, to all the homes this has been beamed out to, and hopefully we'll all see you very soon. Don't forget to follow us on Celtic Steps the Show on Facebook, Instagram, all the usual social media outlets. And that is the end of the party political broadcast. Lads, be safe, and hopefully they won't be saying wash your hands by the time we see you next. Ladies and gentlemen, this is King of the Fairies. From Kilgarvan, County Kerry, ladies and gentlemen, she is Miss Sarah Godfrey. From Limerick, now moves to County Kerry, Dingle, the world champion, Miss Niamh O'Brien. Yep, she comes from Tralee, a record-breaking Munster All-Ireland champion, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Aideen McGinley. Youngest member of our troupe, he comes here from Killarney, one of the sensational prospects of Irish dancing, Mr. Mark Clifford. From over the border, the county bounds, from a Cork man, ladies and gentlemen, the sensational Cian Walsh. He comes from just outside Abbeyfield in County Limerick, the man with the mighty hands and mighty feet, Mr. Darragh O'Donnell. On guitar, Mr. Sean Murphy, Abbeyfield. Banjo, Mr. Sean Gallagher, Roisin Ryan, Matt Bashford, Sharon Langston, Edward Looney, Conor Broderick, and myself, David Ray. Good night and thank you.